Hey, there's only one thing better than pecan pie and pumpkin pie in November, and that's bass fishing. In this episode, we're going to use some old techniques and some new techniques to catch some bass. Stay tuned.
Shane Flynn Outdoors, brought to you by Omnia Fishing. Experience the most personalized tackle shopping on earth. And by MMA Fishing, fight the bite. And by Lead Time Batteries, the ultimate power solution for your boating needs. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! What a big girl! So we're early November fishing here, and one of my favorite techniques to fish in the fall and the late fall is to fish a spinnerbait. But you need the right conditions to fish the spinnerbait. And what are those right conditions? You need a good wind that's blowing from the south, the southwest, or to the west. You usually do pretty good when you have those wind directions with the spinnerbait. And also, this will provide you indicators of how the fish are biting when you're throwing the spinnerbait.
That's a stud. All right. All right, nice bass on the spinnerbait. Yeah. Nice fall day out here. It's the 1st of November. Little 2.5 pounder on a spinnerbait. Got some southwest wind, little sprinkles, a little overcast. Should be a good day of fishing. This is the first one in about an hour though. Let him go. Nice 2-pounder. Ah, missed another one. I got him that time. He was not giving it up. Another nice one. Another nice one. One of my favorite places to fish a spinnerbait, especially in the fall when these bass are feeding. Nice 1.5-pounder. When you got this southwest wind, I'm coming around this island here. And where the wind blows around the island, those bass set up and try to ambush bait fish. Spinnerbait is a great bait to throw in this scenario. And it's deep here. It's the boat's setting in 7.5 foot of water, but right here is a drop off at 25 feet. And they set on that 7-foot ledge. They're not right on the bank. So it's a really good place to catch bass when you come around these windy points like this. He was not going to give up on that spinnerbait. There you go. Little guy. Look, why didn't he pull back when he? Because he's a little guy. Thank you, buddy. Remember that spinnerbait when you're 10 pounds, you want to eat it again.
One of the things I said earlier was when you're fishing a spinnerbait, it will give you indicators of how and where the fish are biting. Now I've caught like 5 small bass in a row, and here's my 6th bass in a row. And that's an indicator that I need to change
Another
techniques.
Another small. Huh. Why am I getting smalls?
So I decided to go ahead and make a change. I did fish a jerkbait, a regular jerkbait, and the Zoom fluke for a while, but I was not getting any bites. And I could see a few chase on my forward-facing sonar, but they were not committing. So I thought, what's in my tackle box? And I looked in there, and there was a bait that I bought last year that I've never used. And that bait's called the crudge. And the crudge is a jerkbait that goes backwards. Now this is my first cast that I make with the crudge.
Right there. First time I threw the crudge out, a little guy came up and drammed it. Just a little guy though, we'll let him go. As soon as he decides, let me get you in the mouth.
This is just a few short minutes later, still fishing the crudge. And the technique you use to fish the crudge is you kind of jerk it like a jerkbait, but you pause, give it slack, and the bait shimmies back towards the bass. And that's usually when you get the commit on the fish and they slam it.
Here you go. That's a nice one. Yeah. Nice 2-pounder. Almost 3-pounder. Let me show you what I caught this guy on. All right. Nice 2.5, 2 3/4 pound bass. Caught this guy on the crudge. That's the jerk bait that goes backwards. I thought about it. Spinner bait kind of shut down. And I got off on the points. And there you go. The crudge came through. Nice 2.5 pounder. Nice little tank. So the crudge, if you haven't fished this, it came out last year. It basically jerk bait, but when you stop it and pause it, it flutters back down. And it comes back up, flutters back down. So these bass have been a little bit skeptical today, except for the few I caught on a spinnerbait. So I thought I'd do something a little different. And the crudge worked out so far. It worked out again, back to back. Get on in here, buddy. It's a little bit smaller, but he liked it too. Uh-oh. Yeah. See if we can get you unhooked without me getting hooked. Not like back-to-back catches. Another one. Where you going, buddy? Nice tank here. You need to get on up here in the boat. Nice little tank on the crudge. Yeah. You liked it. It's so hard to get these hooks out without pliers. They're extra sharp hooks on this thing. Yeah, another 2-pounder. Nice little tank. What is it, 16 inches long? 16 on the dot. Nice little chunker. We got something going on this November day of fishing. It's 3 bass off this point. 4. Come here, little guy. Just a little guy, but boy, they like this crudge. They are hitting on this thing for sure. There we go. Not always about catching giants sometimes, but when you get a lot, I mean, that's 4 fish. That's 2 back-to-back twice. They're liking this bait. I bought these last year, and it's the first time I've used. Oh, I just missed another one. Wow. Definitely got a pattern going on here. Bought these baits last year when they first came out, and I haven't used them until today. But my mind was thinking, what I was thinking about was, what kind of slower type of jerk bait that I could use to keep that jerk bait down in their face a little bit longer. And with this crudge with that backing up feature, I thought that'll work. And it works. There we go. See if I can get that 3-pounder in the boat. There you go. Nice one. Nice one. He couldn't resist the crudge neither. Nice little tank. He's not little, but he's a tank. Let me get you here where I don't get you hooked. I'm gonna turn you upside down. Maybe you'll stay a little bit calmer. Another nice one. On that crudge. Boy, he hit it. I had stopped it and paused it for quite a while, and he came up and nabbed it. Nice bass.
Well, hey everybody, that's going to do it for today's episode. Caught quite a few fish today. Started out on a spinnerbait. Caught quite a few on a spinnerbait, but when I started catching those smalls, that's when I decided to switch. I knew the fish were moving off the banks, and they were chasing shad up shallow early, but as soon as the sun started trying to poke through the clouds, they started moving down a little deeper, and I was trying to catch them on a jerkbait and the Zoom fluke, but they would not commit, and that's when I went to this crudge. And this crudge, you fish it like a jerkbait, but when you give it slack, it goes backwards. And the presentation of it going backwards is when the bass would hammer it today. So I'd pull it, give it a few jerks and let it go back, and that's when they'd hammer this crudge. And the crudge is jerk spelled backwards because it's a jerk bait that goes backwards. So pretty good bait. Highly recommended, made by Berkeley. The presentation really worked today, and I got to order a couple in the stunner shad color. The black and white was what I was catching them on. I broke the only one I had off, and I went to this blue and silver. It's an orange belly, not in this lake. They won't like this one, just caught a few small. So it's good to know what lures you need and which lakes that you fish. So anyways, great bait, recommend to put it in your tackle box. So hey everybody, thanks for tuning in, and until next time, tight lines and have fun fishing.